Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, it's your boy Zeke in the building. This is the 94 Feet Podcast. I'd like to thank my brothers, Dre.
What's good, everyone? Good to be back.
Also, I'd like to thank my brother Kesey.
What's good people? Good to be back in the building.
Yeah, for coming on through. It's been a while. This is one of our off-season episodes. So we're just gonna get right into it. To shoot around. Team USA lost in the semifinals in third place game at the 2023 FIBA World Cup. The roster includes Anthony Edwards, Austin Reeds, Walker Kessler, Pablo, Jalen Brunson, Brandon Ingram, Malik Bridges, Tyrese Helleberg, Jared Jackson Jr., Bobby Portis, Josh Hart, and Cameron Johnson. Well, first of all, two-part question. Do y'all care? And are you surprised?
Do I care? Yes, I care because it's Team USA. And I think they just didn't send enough vets.
Enough vets didn't want to go. This has been I ain't gonna say a problem, but it's been sort of an issue for a couple of years. I think the first go around. But do you care and are you surprised? Be honest.
I care a little bit, but I'm not surprised.
Thank you. Dre?
I don't
Tap dance.
I don't really watch a lot of USA FIBA sports anyway because it's either on when I'm knocked out or at random times of the day. So I just kind of follow it on ESPN.
Facts. It is on a very random. I call it like on 6 a.m. I'm like the game on.
Yeah. I think people have to remember a couple things about this. Number one, it always seems
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. Are you going to answer the question or are you going to tap dance around it?
It seems like the USA team
So you're going to tap dance around
is always adding players at the last minute, right? It always seems like players are on it. They're dropping. They're on it. They're dropping. As a loyal basketball fan, I didn't know half the names you mentioned on here.
You know who these people are.
Paolo Banchero, never heard of him. Walker
Pablo Bianco.
Well, that's not what it's saying in the notes. I'm just reading.
That's
the
how you
notes.
pronounce it.
Time out, Dre. Time out before you even jump off this cliff.
It's not a cliff.
You know who that is.
Okay.
That's the number one draft pick.
That's the number one draft pick.
Well, again, I said what I said. Do we care? Yes, we care because you're fighting for pride. You're fighting for pride. But I think it also shows that, like politics, like other parts of the world, the USA that used to be dominant in everything, not so much anymore. But my understanding is the rules are somewhat different in these leagues as well. A lot of the players talked about having to get used to the different rules that are different from the NBA. So I'm not giving them a pass. Do I care? Yes, because you're playing for the pride of the nation, right? But am I surprised? No, because the roster, most of these players that you named are either deep role players or complementary players to their team. There is no flat out superstar with leadership ability on this team. So no, it doesn't surprise me.
I'm gonna say not only did I not care, I'm gonna say majority of people didn't care. And I'm also gonna say that nobody is surprised. I've seen this roster when it was announced and said, "Oh, this is horrible." Now they won a couple games. I was like, "Oh, okay, all right." I would be more surprised if they got a goal.
This is like a summer pickup roster, like on the outside black tar.
Maybe. And my thing is about this, like what you were saying before. Well, first of all, I'm not gonna sit here and say don't nobody know who these players are. We do know who these players are, but I think going to your point that these are, all I know is this: Bobby Portis made the team. Bobby Portis is 6th, sometimes the 7th man coming off the bench for the Milwaukee Bucks, and I was like, oh, they in trouble. So, and like the big man is
Ingram.
Jalen. Not Jalen. Jared Jackson. Is it Jared? Yeah, Jared Jackson Jr. He's the big man, and I don't see no other one.
Brandon Ingram.
And
Brandon Ingram is a small forward, power
he's supposed
at
to
best.
be defensive player of the year, but
Exactly. So I mean, I would say this. Is what I'll say to this: Anthony Edwards stepped up and he carried this team for a while, as long as he could. He was probably the best player in the tournament to me for the U.S. I'll say for the U.S. Not to say best player in the tournament, but for the U.S. So I'm not surprised, and I don't care. I think majority of people don't care, and I think a lot of comments on this was we don't have enough. We have pride, but we don't have enough pride. Like other countries sent their best. Our best, like, nah, man, I'm trying to relax this summer, to be honest with you. And I get it. Like, 82 game season is very grueling. But the fact, if you make the playoffs and the finals, I mean, I remember when Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday left the finals and went straight to this. And I'm
right
like,
after the parade, the very next day.
Yeah, I'm like, man, that's a lot. So I understand NBA players like, nah, I'm good.
And what happened right after that? Middleton got hurt.
But my thing is, like I said before, I think a lot of people don't care.
No.
It's on. I want to sit here and tell them I don't have no pride for my country, but don't nobody got no pride for the country.
Yeah, and where was it played this year?
Dollar bill. Huh?
Where was it played this year? What country was it played in this year?
I forgot.
Because now you see, and I think it also has to do with where it's being played that draws players in.
But you there.
Huh?
You there, though.
That's what I'm saying. But now, next year is played in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, the whole world is talking about going to Paris. Because it's Paris.
Yeah, I see it.
But these Olympics.
Right. But that's what I'm saying, though.
It's different between the FIBA World because
I get it.
FIBA World is just like it's like a summer league for like the world.
Right.
I mean, it usually send like a couple of college players.
Right.
Too,
well, while we're talking about it, we got to give a shout out to the NBA because he was clown for 2 years. What's my man's name?
Who?
He was the MVP of the league of the summer. He turned out $80 million for the Lakers to get
Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder.
Oh, he
gotta give him credit. He balled out. He balled out all FIBA series.
He did, and he beat Canada, and so I'm not gonna shout him out.
Did he play for Canada? You mean?
No, he didn't play for Canada. He played for Germany.
He played for Germany. Right.
I'm saying he balled out against Canada.
Yeah. He won MVP of the league. So of the summer league, you got to give it to him, man.
I think he got Finals MVP.
Somebody else. But he played hard. Whenever and I'm like this, and we talked about this. I remember when the Bucks won the championship, and we were very critical of Holiday and Middleton going to play for this team because you're risking injury. You're risking bodily harm. And it's like, what's to prove other than some medals, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know Carmelo considers his medals like his rings. He compares it to championship rings. I don't know why, but
you got to look at it like this. Not everybody gets to go over there and do that.
I get it.
And win an Olympic gold medal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. It's not a ring. It's up there. It's up there because
not a ring.
Name how many players in the NBA history got one.
What? Gold medal?
Yeah, it's less people got a gold medal than it is players who got NBA championship. Because everybody who on everybody who's sitting on the bench that might not even crack a sweat all season got a ring.
Yeah.
Not everybody on Team USA.
They play every 4 years though.
But they're playing. They don't have a full roster like that either.
And it's the best of the best of the best. Well, it's supposed to be.
Well, it will be again next year.
I guarantee you.
Speaking of that, LeBron and others have shown interest in returning to USA basketball.
I bet.
What would be give me starting five. Starting five, your USA squad.
Point guard, Steph Curry.
Of course.
Shooting guard, Dame Lillard.
Shooting guard.
Well, that's what he's going to play if he get traded to Miami. That's what he's going to play if he get traded to Milwaukee. So, but we'll save that for the later on the docket. That's what he's going to play. But okay, fine.
No, hold on a second. Come on. I'll let that ride because he's a U.S. They got to be USA citizen. That's it. Shooting guard.
That's it. Okay. LeBron at small forward, KD at power forward, and for center, American centers. It's hard to even think of one because Joel Embiid's not American.
He's not.
But didn't they say something about he about on his way to being a citizen or something?
But you still play for your
country.
But he can play for Team USA once
he can, but he wouldn't.
He can, but
he wouldn't.
You would play for your country.
You have to play for the country in which your original citizenship is for. Thinking of NBA centers that are American, that I mean, it would either have to be Bam or that, and I don't even know if DeAndre Ayton's American. Is he?
Ayton's not. Bam is not American. Neither is Ayton.
Neither. Wow.
They're not American.
No. Wow. So if you look at NBA centers,
from I think he played. He played and
he played for the USA one year.
He played in Nigeria, somewhere African country.
So Anthony Davis. Davis.
I know. I hate it.
Anthony Davis. That's my center. Anthony Davis. Or you could even go and dig out Dwight Howard. So
you could.
Those would be my 5. So Steph, Dame, LeBron, KD, and I'm going to even do one better. So because Kesey got upset. Point guard, Steph Curry. Shooting guard, James Harden. Small forward, LeBron James. Power forward, Kevin Durant. Center, Anthony Davis. Those would be my starting 5 for.
And you got 2 players to bring off the bench.
2 players to bring off the bench. I am going with Kyrie Irving. Although I somehow doubt that he would play for Team USA. And I am probably going with, again, you need some defense because the world has shown us that they play defense. I would either go with Drew Holiday or I would probably go with, off the bench, Miles Turner, because you need another big off the bench.
I'm going to go. I'm gonna go. Steph Curry at shooting guard, Kyrie at point. No, I'm gonna go. Dame Lillard at shooting. I'll go LeBron 3, KD 4, and then I'll go. I'm gonna step outside the box. I'm gonna go Evan Mobley at center. And then to come off the bench, I would go Harden and Kyrie.
So just a point of clarity, according to an article I'm reading now, Joel Embiid would be eligible for the Dream Team roster in 24. So I would put in Joel now that I see that he's eligible.
Yeah. So I will say this. I'm going to correct myself. All these guys that we said, like Joel Embiid, he has the option to play for the USA or he has the option to play for his country. I think, what's his name? That the number 1 draft pick, the Pablo guy, he was supposed to originally play for Italy. But he decided not to, and they was kind of mad at him about that.
Who?
What's his name? Pablo?
Yeah.
He was supposed to play Italy. But
Pablo Banchero?
Yeah, he's supposed to play for Italy, but he decided not to. He decided to play for USA.
Also, Bam can also play for USA. Bam Adebayo, I'm looking at their proposed roster. But I would go with Embiid since he is eligible. So I would sub him out for AD. Keith, who you got, bro? Because we need to win. You can't go to Paris and not bring home. You can't. You can't.
You can't. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I would go with Dame Lillard. I would like Kyrie, but I know he won't play.
He might.
No,
I don't know, man.
There's not a doubt.
No.
I don't see nobody can convince him to go play for Team USA.
No.
With his mentality, I don't think.
At all.
Even though I would love to see him play, I would. No, he wouldn't go.
Maybe LeBron can convince him.
No.
But I don't see it. But go ahead, Keith.
Dame 1, Steph 2, LeBron 3, KD 4, and 5, either Anthony Davis or I'll take that back. I'm gonna change that. I would go with
Embiid.
No. I'm gonna change that up my lineup. I'm gonna go with Steph, Tatum, LeBron, KD, Davis, Anthony Davis.
Okay.
And 2 people that I'll probably have coming off my bench that I would really need. I really like Carmelo Anthony, even though he ain't played, but FIBA basketball fits his style so perfectly.
He retired. How you gonna pick somebody who's retired?
He can still play.
He retired.
He can still play.
He retired from the NBA.
I mean, he can't play.
I would assume that's all basketball like that.
No. If LeBron called him, he would go.
He would go.
And then my other option probably would be Devin Booker.
Ooh, I forgot about Devin Booker.
So what's interesting here, a couple sports writers wrote on a major thing that we all read, SBNation.com. Mm-hmm. Their starting lineup would be Steph Curry. They only picked one guard. They had Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Joel Embiid. And their bench had Devin Booker, Jimmy Butler. Y'all gonna see this fly die on national TV, and I'm sorry, but it's yeah. Anthony Davis off the bench, Bam Adebayo off the bench, Devin Booker, Jimmy Butler, Mikal Bridges, Tyrese Halliburton, and for whatever reason Zion Williams. That's who they had coming off the bench.
I can see that.
So I think the dream team next year, to Zeke's point, because of the embarrassment that this team gave us this year, they will stack that lineup next year. And plus, it's in France. In France.
I don't NBA players would love to spend their summer in France they probably would. With their family, free of cost, because everything is free. Don't forget that. Yeah. When you go play Team USA, you and your family come and stay for free.
Mm-hmm. My thing about that is this. That's cool and all. I get that. But if you ain't coming home with the gold, damn near don't come home. Don't come. I don't want to hear about this. Yeah, me and my wife had a good time in France, but y'all didn't get the gold.
But this team that we just named
are old.
Huh? Dude, Steph Curry is closing in
old.
On 60.
He's 35.
He's gonna make $60 million.
He's 35.
But that shot don't change because of your age. Maybe the speed does, but the shot is. Look at his father. Del Curry still has the shot. He may not have.
That's why I switched.
Don't get it twisted. Everybody, even me, old.
But that's why I switched my lineup up and I went with Tatum because at the end of the day, Steph is
gotta let them breathe.
All you gotta do is let Steph run off screens. He's gonna draw so much attention off a run coming off screens. Tatum, KD, Bron, they're gonna have easy buckets.
You know, LeBron he's old, but LeBron takes care of his body. He might be old in age, but he can still go out there and put up 15 and 10 in an Olympic game because he won't play that much. James Harden can shoot with his eyes closed.
I don't want James.
James will be on.
I don't want James. No,
but he'll be on the team.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he would.
No,
yeah, he would.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he would.
When you said that roster, I didn't hear his name.
He said James.
I didn't say James. I said James on my roster, but the sports writers, maybe because James is in battle and controversy right now.
James is a villain.
He is a villain.
He's a villain.
He is a villain, as he should be. So is Dame. Dame is on his way to becoming a villain.
Nah.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of Dame, a mystery Eastern Conference team is now involved in trade talks with the Portland Trailblazers concerning Dame Lillard.
You know who it is?
Do you? I don't know who it is. I believe it's Philly. But
no, it's the Milwaukee Bucks.
I don't think so.
Go to the 94 Feet Instagram. It's the Milwaukee Bucks.
I seen what you posted.
It's the Bucks. It's the Milwaukee Bucks.
I don't think it is.
I think it is. But finish your thought, and I'll tell you what I think it is. I was just going
to say, do you see Portland trading Dame, and where do you see Dame going?
Let me answer both of your questions. The mystery team is allegedly the Milwaukee Bucks. Do I know that to be facts? No, but that is what the sports columnists and writers are talking about, that it's the Bucks. I am very disappointed in Dame's behavior, simply because he signed that mega contract with Portland, get your money, and then became disgruntled out of nowhere.
I don't want to know about disgruntled. I think he go ahead. I'm going to let you finish. Sorry.
Sold his home in Portland, his right, his prerogative, and moved his family to Miami. His right, his prerogative. And then he's leaking all these things to his camp saying, I'll only play for the Miami Heat. So you've put Portland in sort of a unique bind because now no one wants to talk to you because he's also something else this week came out that said if he isn't traded to Miami, he wouldn't show up to training camp. Hold up. This will be quick.
No, go ahead.
That came out, and here's another thing of Dame refusing what he's going to do. Dame, other than being a high-paid, lucky shooter.
Come on, man. You got to be.
Can I finish?
Realistic. No,
can I finish?
You can't say lucky.
Okay.
It's not luck.
Other than Dame being a high-paid, prolific scorer, I'm going to say scorer.
All right.
Prolific scorer.
Okay.
What does he bring to the table? Portland, and I don't want to hear this whole he ain't have nobody. Bron took a bunch of scrubs in Kesey's in Kesey's words, he took a bunch of scrubs to the final. So this is what I'm gonna say about Dame. I don't like the way it's going down. If I am Portland, I'm playing hardball. Miami wants to give up Dame for some no-names. They just want Dame, Butler, Bam. They want them all on the team. No. But the mystery team is the Bucks. I would take Dame here, but I've said it multiple times, not at the expense of Jrue Holiday. Not at the expense of Holiday. Two other teams are at the table. The Bulls have emerged and Toronto. I don't see him going to Toronto. I think before it's all said and done, because the league, we know the NBA, they'll cave. Dame will play for Miami, but I wouldn't be surprised if Milwaukee sneaks in there. Agree? Disagree?
I think it's Toronto or Milwaukee. I don't know which one yet, but it's one of them.
I don't think Dame's going to go to Toronto.
I don't.
That doesn't mean that they won't trade him there because
it does.
The Miami deal is out.
He has to sign off on his trade. He has to agree to it. Remember, he has that clause, right, Zeke? He has to agree to wherever he goes, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't.
Are you sure?
I don't think he does. You can just double check on that. But I don't think he does. My thing is this, though. Because the Miami trip, like the Miami is done just because of what Dame put out there or what his agent put out there. And I kind of agree with some of the stuff you said because
I'm sorry, you're correct. He does not have a trade clause.
Okay, that's what I figured. But my thing is I don't like what he put out there as far as like I only want to go to Miami. I only want to do this. Like, nah. You waited too long to have these demands. And that's what irritated about me. I was all for Dame getting out of there, especially when they drafted Scoot, which they should have. But Dame, like, you waited to the last minute. And now, if anybody do get you, they should give away the kitchen sink. The Portland should be like, we want the kitchen sink, and we're not budging.
Absolutely.
Because our team will go from playoff contention to the bottom of the barrel. And if I'm gonna get at the bottom of the barrel, I at least need to have something to show for something. I think Miami and way Pat Riley do things, he play hardball, he ain't budging. So I think it's done. I think at the beginning of the training camp, Portland or Dame Dollar will be in Portland. Do I think he come to Milwaukee? No. Will I accept him in Milwaukee? Depends. Him for Jrue Holiday straight up?
No.
I don't know if I like that.
No.
Him and another player? Depends on who it is.
Who?
Him and another player. Like Dame and another player.
For who?
For Jrue Holiday. It depends on who it is.
I
just don't like the way Dame is handling this. And for him to go
what don't you like the way about he handle it? What is bothering you?
I don't like when players try to dictate where they going. Like if you like, I would like to go to Miami. All right, just say that. Hey, I would like to go to Miami. I'm not going nowhere except for Miami. Because when you put it out there like that, it gives off an aura of the attitude you should have had a long time ago. Like you should have had this attitude a long time ago. And then I hate the fact that people say, I just want to be at a team that's going to be a contender. Miami had a good run last year. I don't think it's going to be another good run next year. So, and I may be wrong, but I just know that so my thing is I just don't like the fact that how Dame is going about it. And I never with any player.
I'm gonna open the door so he can fly out.
Even with what's his name? James Harden, which we'll get into later. I don't like the way James Harden handles stuff. I mean, he handles it for a different reason, but when players do that, I just don't like it.
It creates an issue of morale. It creates an issue.
I'm sorry, you're not on the microphone. So
I just think it's time. I just think ownerships hold their powers against players sometimes, and they use it. And then when players have the opportunity to use their powers, they use it.
But Dame doesn't have any power here. Dame's refusing to show up to work will not get him a paycheck.
Do you think he's worried about a paycheck?
No, it will not. Well, if you refuse to show up to training camp, you are not being paid.
They only got about 4 weeks left to make a deal before you got to show up.
Not even 4. The first game is October 26th. Training camp starts in a week or two.
I just don't like the way he handled it. I see what you're saying, Kesey. I don't think this is one of those cases, though. Because ain't like Trailblazers, ain't like Portland is flexing their power here. It's like we're not trying to walk away with nothing.
They're not trying to get LeBron.
Or that, too. I don't want to say LeBron.
The reason I say LeBron, and that's not critical. Hold up before you snap on me. It's not being critical of LeBron. When I say get LeBron, Milwaukee's going to get LeBron if we don't get a handle on this Giannis situation. But I'm sure that's coming up later. The reason I say that is when LeBron left Cleveland, he didn't give them any inkling that he was leaving.
It was an inkling.
There was not.
That's free agency, though. That's free agency.
But here's the thing.
That's free agency.
If you care about a franchise like LeBron obviously cared about Cleveland, he came back and made it right. Dame all these years claimed he cared about Milwaukee. Giannis is giving you a 2-year notice that he cares about Portland, right? You tell that team, you know what? Things aren't going well. I want you to trade me. Portland has Dame under contract for another 3 years. Okay, so if they just gave him away for nothing, they won't have nothing.
That's my point, though.
I'm agreeing with you
okay.
from a standpoint that these players need to stop dragging these franchises in the mud because.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, see, dragging in the mud is strong. I think we looked at Dame as loyal. I looked at Dame as loyal. He's very loyal to Portland.
Remember, I told y'all he wasn't loyal. I said,
hold on a second, though. How long? And we talked about this before.
He was loyal, but he gave them options, and they chose to go the way that they wanted to go instead of the way he wanted them to go.
Exactly.
And that's what not you people, but that's what people aren't realizing is Dame gave Portland options. He was like, listen, I want to win right now.
And I want to win in Portland.
And I want to win here, like you said. But I don't want to deal with this young core and trying to train them up because I don't have enough years left to train up a young core to get to a championship.
But Kesey, what were they supposed to do? They had a top draft pick. They had to draft someone.
Traded for a veteran.
Traded for a veteran.
It was plenty of teams that wanted that pick.
So Isaiah, Zeke, you're a GM. Y'all got me going first.
Even if they would have did the simplest thing, it went out to Bradley Beal.
Okay, Kesey.
That would have been.
Just think, Dame and Bradley Beal. How good of a combination that would have been.
It'd have been him. It'd have been him. What's it called?
He'd have been happy with that.
He'd have been happy with it though.
You are a GM
because what did Washington get out the deal?
Nothing.
Draft picks.
Exactly.
Future draft. No. What Washington got out of the deal is Phoenix's future.
Was a prayer and a hope.
They got out Phoenix's future. Phoenix doesn't have draft pick for some years.
All of those players are going to book it from Phoenix as soon as they get an opportunity. Watch after this season. I guarantee you.
Well, that's
so. If you're a GM, you rather sacrifice your future for now?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like you big on draft picks, and I get it. I get it.
It worked for
Golden
State.
Hold on a second.
It worked for Golden State.
That was 10 years ago.
It worked for OKC.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
Did they give him a championship?
They didn't get a championship.
They didn't give him a championship.
Listen, it didn't, but Portland hasn't had good years in years. OKC. So, like the Green, let me use a football analogy. Like the Green Bay Packers, right? Mm-hmm. The goal is to always win a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. But the goal is also to be what? Competitive. To have good winning seasons. Even if you don't win the Super Bowl, you didn't win it, but you had winning seasons. You win the North, you win the South, you win whatever. Same with the NBA. Mm-hmm. Portland hasn't had winning seasons.
They have.
Win.
Because they make the playoffs.
Win.
Almost every year. Last couple years, they have not made the playoffs. And because why? Dame has been hurt.
Kesey, when's the last time Portland made the playoffs? Google it.
But without
2 years ago, 2 seasons ago.
Can you Google it, please? Were they one and done? Were they in and out?
They were one and done.
They were one and done.
Okay.
Remember, that was right before they traded McCollum to New Orleans.
Yes.
Now, here's my thing about that. Like you said, Portland has been making the playoffs, and they just been like, well, we made the playoffs. We made second round. I think one time they made the conference finals. Maybe one time.
I think they popped somebody.
They might have.
And they went to the semifinals.
The semifinals, not the finals?
No.
Okay, but my thing is, Dame, that's why I'm like, for Dame to say, I want to get up out of here, all right, cool. When you start talking about, I want to go to Miami only, that only part is the one's like, whoa, relax, buddy. What do you just
That's dang near tampering. That's dang near tampering.
It's damn near. But my thing is, it's too late. Why are you saying it now? Don't boss up now. It's too late. And then on top of that, my thing is when you say I want to go to a competitive team and I don't care about that, or I want to go to a team who's not about the glitz and glamour. Low key, Dang, come to Milwaukee. What are you doing? Come to Milwaukee. What are you doing?
So to be fair, Portland only missed the last 2 seasons. They've had playoff runs up until 2013. So they've had fairly good, okay seasons. So, Dame, if you want to win a title, just say you want to win a title.
Who said that?
But here's the thing: no one's coming to Portland, like he always said. No one's coming.
Now
to
that
Portland.
that part right there is the thing that's like, I understand where Portland's like, hey, what you want us to do? We out here in free agency. All we can get was Horace Grant's son. That's all we can get, and he got $67 million. So I don't know what you want to do, Dame. Now, as far as the draft pick go, I do believe they should have traded that draft pick. But the good teams
for who?
No, and that goes a little bit of that too. But the good teams is not giving you. I'm not giving you Jason Tatum for a draft pick. I'm not giving you
maybe Klay Thompson. Maybe Klay.
Maybe, and that's pushing it. But Klay type of person, he's like, I'll retire before I leave Golden State. So, we're gonna test his loyalty in about a year and a half.
Yeah, no, because he wants to get paid too. But I can totally see Dame coming to Milwaukee. I don't think it necessarily means title. I don't know if it makes Giannis eventually stay loyal, but Dame, he could have handled it better. And quite frankly, I think Dame is going to end up right at the Portland Trail Blazers training camp.
I do too. I honestly believe.
And now he's created a problem.
I don't think he created a problem.
I think he does.
I think NBA players understand where Dame's coming from.
I don't think players, but teammates.
I think teammates too. I think teammates on his team were like, I understand where you're coming from, Dame. The fact that you're showing up, because him not showing up for training camp ain't hitting his pockets like that. Let's be honest.
Oh, he got plenty.
That's what I'm saying. It's not hurting his pockets. So
plenty.
he has the option to be like, you know what? I'll take the L up to $100,000, and once it gets to $100,000, y'all, I'll probably come in.
100 million, you mean?
$100,000.
He probably makes more than that.
So my thing is that I just feel like it's just the way he went about it. And if he didn't go about it like this, I wouldn't be really tripping. But it's the way he went about it. Another player disgruntled is James Harden, who made it clear he wants out of Philadelphia. Recently, the Clippers, which the team they're very considering, has concluded trade talks.
Good.
How do you see the situation ending? James Harden is another player who he can miss a couple training camps and not really hurt his pocket, and he can probably miss a couple games.
Dame Lillard per game makes $225,000. So you know. James Harden played himself too. He played himself.
I don't think he played himself
because he did the same as Dame. He only wants to go to the Clippers. Well, he only wants to go to the Clippers.
This is the first time we've seen this from James, though.
James
it's
Harden
not surprising.
Is such. Let me be respectful.
But he's better than D Wade.
Right. James Harden is the guy in the class.
I see about that.
James Harden is the kid in the class that's never happy.
No.
Hey, James, you won Student of the Month. Well, I wanted it every month.
I didn't win Student of the Year this year.
Right. Hey, James, we have your favorite for lunch today. We have tacos. It wasn't soft tacos. That's who James Harden is. It's never his fault.
They beef tacos. I want chicken.
I want chicken. James Harden has played with at least 8 elite players to help him win a title, and he's done nothing. He's played with more super teams than LeBron James could ever have.
Whoa.
Whoa, what?
Whoa.
Whoa, what?
Whoa.
OKC.
That's
Houston.
not a super team.
OKC should have got it done. They were up 3-1.
It's not
they were up
team.
3-1. They were up 3-1. It was a draft.
Nobody ever holds. Why don't nobody want to hold them accountable?
What?
Why nobody want to hold them accountable?
Everybody want to hold them accountable.
No, they're not. They was up 3-1 times, bro. They was up. Time out. That's worse than. That's worse than Golden State letting LeBron and them come back down 3-1 and
Here's
win.
my thing. The one time it worked for OKC when they had when they drafted James Harden, Russell, and KD.
Ibaka.
Hold on.
And Ibaka.
All three were young.
They were a young super team.
They were a young, good team.
They were up.
Super team is a stretch.
They were up
because
five.
These guys weren't these guys.
KD
they became these guys after the fact.
No, KD came in an all-star.
No,
KD came in the number 1 pick.
He was a number. Yes,
he came in an all-star.
He was a number 2.
Yes,
he went behind Greg Oden.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sorry again, Portland. Remember, so this could have been the Dame Kate. The beauty and what sucks so about the MPS. Wow, NBA is the
it's a lot of what ifs.
Because they could have drafted KD.
That would have been something.
They would have had KD and Dame.
KD would have left.
If it was a fifth, we all be
drunk. KD
praising God
because
KD
the Bucks could have drafted Julius Erving, but look, it didn't never fall through.
And Dirk, but no one knew Dirk was going to be Dirk. But anyway, to answer your question, man, James Harden is another headache, and I think players are starting to notice that, which is why.
But how do you see this ending?
I think he's going to pull a Kyrie. I think he's going to hold out and not show up to training camp. Either they'll buy him out, or they'll buy him out and let him be a free agent and make minimum pay. He'll go wherever he wants, or they'll be forced to work with the Clippers. Because here's the thing about James Harden: either you don't care or you'll let him walk, because he has a 1-year deal.
I know
he has a 1-year deal,
but Morey won't. He like, hey, if I'm gonna give James Harden, who is he's still a capable player to put up 20, 25, and 10. I want one of your big boys.
He won't though. He can't, because James Harden has a 1-year deal, and here's James Harden, like Dame. If he's not traded to the Clippers, he's already indicated he is not signing an extension.
Oh yeah.
So you just put Philly in a trick bag. So either we deal with you for a year and not let you play, or suspend you, so we don't have to pay you, or we let you go to the Clippers. But here's the thing: the Clippers, without a commitment from James Harden, I'm talking a multiple year commitment, they won't trade. Because who can you give up other than Paul George? You can only give up Paul George.
Kawhi.
So what if Milwaukee makes that deal?
For who?
For who?
For Harden.
No.
For who?
For Middleton.
No.
How would you feel?
Him and Giannis together, I don't think it would work.
It would be,
they hate each other.
That would be the worst idea ever, and Giannis would probably leave.
Yeah.
You think he would?
Yeah.
Can't stand James Harden. They can't stand each other.
I won't say they can't stand each other. They don't complement each other.
James Harden was critical
know that because they never played together.
They don't complement each other.
James Harden was critical of Giannis winning the MVP.
Yeah, I know he was.
Because he's very critical.
He thought he was supposed to win.
Jay Crowder couldn't stand Giannis either, but guess where he ended up?
Facts.
And he's back, right?
Yeah, he back one of the year.
Yeah, he got back.
Got a time to reprove himself.
That was
my thing about James Harden.
A lot of that was Bud.
That was Bud fault. My thing about James Harden is
he out of there.
This usually he's the villain. He's the worst ever. Such and such. This time, I don't blame him. Now, was he naive to the fact that a white owner was like, yeah, we're gonna trade you? Just sign right here. So yeah, he definitely fell for the okie doke.
Do we know if that really happened?
I think that happened for real. Because here's my thing about that.
Because
he's not the first player to accuse morally of that type of behavior.
And Morley never denied it either.
That's what I'm saying. Ain't like he's sitting there.
He said what he said, but he ain't never denied it.
I mean, think about it. Look at Mike Dunleavy. Jordan Poole is a great part of this roster.
These owners, these GMs, they're not your friend.
48 hours
this
is
a business deal. These are business deals. And you are collateral.
Everybody knew.
Everybody knew it. And I'm not mad.
I don't understand.
But that's what I'm saying. He fell for the okie doke.
No, and even Poole knew he was out of there. Everybody knew that.
I don't think Poole knew
he knew. He knew.
No,
there wasn't a doubt in his mind.
Poole thought they was going to trade or get rid of Draymond
because he's a young fool.
That's what he thought they was going to get rid of Draymond.
Because he's a young fool.
Yeah, he's a young fool.
Young fool. A young fool.
Ego is crazy.
I just hope he wises up because he can be a great player, man.
But you know what Andre Iguodala said about Poole? He said he has the potential to be the leading scorer in the NBA. He said, don't let a fine chick show up to the game. Poole dropping 40.
This is very true. And when you said it, I said that's not funny, but okay. Keezy, James Harden,
typical Milwaukee mentality.
James Harden, what do you think about the situation? How do you think the situation is going to end up?
He'll be traded somewhere he don't really want to go.
I don't think he will. I think he's going to put on the fat suit. I think he put on his fat suit and he's going to play horrible for like 14, 20 games, and they're going to trade him. Now,
that wouldn't make sense, though.
Is he going to get traded to the Clippers? Probably not. But I feel like he's going to get traded somewhere else. Or a third team.
He might do something.
Low key.
He might mess around and get traded somewhere like Charlotte.
You know where I can see him really going? Back to Brooklyn. I can see him going back to Brooklyn.
But Brooklyn not giving up nobody right now. They like their young core.
Do they?
They do.
I don't think they don't like them. I just think James Harden
and they got money coming up next summer to sign a max.
Now they did say that James Harden is not reporting to camp.
I definitely know he's not reporting to camp. He's a veteran and he got money to blow. But anyways, the NBA has announced new rules to reduce load management. They're calling the new rule PPP, Player Participation Policy. A team is unable to rest two-star players in the same game moving forward. What's a star player? I'm glad you asked. A star player is defined as someone who has made an all-star or all-NBA team in the past 3 seasons. Now, let me just go pause right there. I thought that was very intriguing as far as like what's the definition of a star player. We talk a lot about star players around here. Do you know who's not a star player? According to this, Jamal Murray.
But he's also eligible for a $300 million contract.
But he's not a star player, according to this.
Someone who would you consider an all-star or all NBA team in the back?
He's never made either one.
Well, he was hurt.
He didn't make an all NBA team this year.
He was hurt.
He didn't make none of the all NBA teams this year.
He was hurt. This year,
he played this year.
He played this whole year,
but he didn't play a whole season.
Yeah, he did.
He did not.
Yes, he did. He started off slow. He started off real slow. You know the season before that.
Sure.
The season before that.
Sure. I'm not going to argue with you, but my question to the NBA is, because we've seen it done, what are they defining as playing? Because we've seen Kawhi go in for 60 seconds and go on the bench. We've seen Giannis go in for 60 seconds and go on the bench.
You know what, Dre? I never thought about that.
What justifies it? They suit up, they
play,
and then they sub.
That's what
they used to do to Shaq. They would come in and foul Shaq and go right to the bench.
Wow.
Come on, man. So I need to see. I need to see. It's not on. Come on, Tone. We need our sound bar. Sorry.
It's only just low.
No, it's all good. Sorry, Tone. We still love you. No, we're talking about who's gonna hold them accountable for that. What does that even mean?
That commissioner. Now here's the thing. The
fines are pretty steep. I see.
I was just going to get to that. The penalty for defining these rules starts at $100K.
For the team or the player?
The team.
Who cares?
If you're gonna keep now, here's the thing. It starts off at $100,000. Then I think it goes to like 250. It can be up to like $1 million. Do
you know how many times Mark Cuban's been fined and paid?
No, but not like that. Like 50. 75, 25. Sure. Yeah. That's chump change.
Especially when you already have high payrolls. I guess.
But yeah, when you get $100,000, straight to the owner, he like, who is this invoice for? Now, this is the thing that kind of threw me for a loop. It irritated me, but you got a LeBron fan in the building, so here's how that goes. However, there is an exemption to the rule. Players who are 35 years old by opening night or amass 35,000 regular season minutes or combine 1,000 regular season and playoff games. Besides LeBron, do you know who fits this category? It's not a lot.
LeBron, is he 35?
LeBron's 40.
Okay, KD fits it.
KD fits it.
Chris Paul fits it. I'm thinking about just stars. Drew Holiday fits it.
Drew Holiday's not.
He's not 35.
He's not 35. I think he's like 33.
Okay. So we had LeBron, KD, Chris Paul.
And this is 1,000 regular season minutes or 1,000 regular season games or in playoff games, like combined.
Kawhi fits it.
Kawhi does not.
Kawhi doesn't have.
He's not 35. He just plays like a gazillion players play. He just be doing it.
Okay. Well, I named 3 that I know for sure. Who else?
James Harden, DeMar DeRozan, and your boy Steph.
Steph's 35.
Steph is 35. So you want him to run him running across some screens? That's what's going in here.
You don't need to do it in FIBA because you won't need to. You just put him in the corner and just let him shoot.
He can't help it. What are your guys' thoughts on this rule, on the penalties, and the LeBron James exception? Because that's what it is. Let's just call it what it is. That's what it is. It's a LeBron James exception. And when I seen the rule, I was like,
yeah,
LeBron,
I don't like it.
What y'all gonna do about that?
I don't like it.
And LeBron can sit down. Anthony Davis can't. Now, Anthony Davis can't. But let's cut the crap here. He might break his ankle from the first game and then be sitting out for 6 weeks anyway.
I think the difference with this rule is some players like Kawhi are rested because of injury scares. I totally get it. Kawhi has not gotten over the Zaza Pachulia injury, and he's ever since then I'm tired of hearing that excuse. I get it, but think about
PTSD is a real thing.
Think about anxiety, right?
I do.
Think about anxiety. Think about the young man who was drafted by Houston, had a promising career, and he never could take airplanes. So he gave away his whole basketball career.
Yeah.
I don't think the NBA rests a lot of starters. I just think toward the end of the season, they tend to do that. For what? Why not? I remember going to the Bucks game, and the Bucks rested all of our starters, and we still beat the team by 40.
Yeah, that's cool. But are you a season ticket holder?
I am.
So
an expensive one. No, that's not throwing.
You know what? I'm let that ride.
No, you have to.
No,
I'm gonna tell you like this.
You're a season ticket holder, and tickets are expensive.
I went to the Laker game. I don't know which year it was, and LeBron didn't play. And I was peed off.
Thank you. That's my point. That's my point right there. I don't
use language like that. But I was really upset because you pay that kind of money
to see these guys.
The year that Steph Curry was injured, I sold that game. I didn't even care.
Yeah.
Because you're upset about it. But again, it goes back to the Kobe mentality. Kobe used to always say, I'm going to always play because the person that spent their money to watch me play, how do they feel if I don't play this game?
That's very true. And
some of these players, I care less. Like, I could care less if Kawhi didn't play. But I care less if Paul George didn't play. But your big name stars, like your LeBrons, even your Luka, your Joker, you want these guys playing.
Every team has a player you want to see. I'm not saying. Hold on a second. What is what I mean by that? This is what I mean by that, though. Hold on a second. This is what I mean by that. When I say every player has a team, every team has a player you want to see. It may not be your favorite player. It may not be somebody that's on the top of your top 5. But if you have a Charlotte Hornets game and LaMelo don't play, you like, why did I come to this game? I thought LaMelo was playing. And Kawhi, first of all, he's the one that set the standard for this. So when he was doing this on a consistent basis, it's obviously getting out of hand. And I think this is more about this is a money grab if I've never seen one, but I can't feel bad for these players because y'all demand so much money when it comes to contract time.
Agreed.
So when you come to contract time, you demand all this money, but you only want to play 45% of the season. It's like, nah, I don't work like that. Like, I'm finna get my money worth as an owner, and I need to get my money's worth as a ticket holder. Or if let's say I bought tickets just for that one night, and I bought, man, my son is a real Kawhi Leonard fan for some odd reason. So I didn't come to see him play, but I want my son to come see him play. And he like, no, he's sitting out this game. I'm like, dude, what the heck? Or, even the Bucks play the Clippers and they beat the Clippers. We beat them out 20. Well, we beat them out 20 because Paul George and Kawhi Leonard didn't play.
Do you know how many tickets I've given away as a ticket holder when I found out Giannis wasn't playing?
That's what I'm saying. And
I like Drew.
And I get it.
I'm a big Drew fan. But when it was just Drew and Middleton, there was a lot of games I didn't go to. And tickets were cheaper. Exactly. Like if you didn't have a season package and you went and bought a single ticket, you can get this for this, you can get this for that. Even the playoff tickets when Giannis didn't play were cheaper. So I get it. It's a money thing because you think about the big screen TV. Who's gonna watch a game on primetime against Dallas and Milwaukee if Luka and Giannis not playing?
Especially when you got Kawhi was sitting in Christmas and Martin Luther King. He was sitting on these days where we literally had nothing else to do but watch the NBA. And he's sitting.
Who?
Kawhi.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, the
good thing my son likes Brook Lopez.
But remember, Press was upset
he was
when
pissed,
Brook didn't play.
He was pissed off.
He was
mad. Didn't play.
But the rest of us wasn't.
He was like, "Well, why don't they just fix his back so he can hurry up and play?" Like, dude, it ain't that easy.
But Casey, do you like the rule? What do you think about the rule, bro?
I mean, it's gonna. Teams and players are gonna find their way around this rule. Just like they do anything else.
I think Dre just
and
said,
Dre hit it on the head, like
hammer on the head.
Check in for 1 minute and act like you hurt again and sit down for a while. Tightness in the back.
Now this is my question.
Tightness in my big toenail.
And the NBA.
Ooh, that's real. Let me just say that.
Well,
that is real, dog.
Shut up, man.
No, it's true.
I'm gonna leave it alone. Just leave it alone, Keezy. Leave it
bet
alone.
You do got.
Just
you know
what?
Alone.
Leave it alone. We are going to move on.
We were in peace today. Go in peace, my brother. Go in
good
peace.
Lord be
in
with
the
you.
future, I'll be very intrigued to see what happens with that situation, because if players are literally getting around this rule, I'm gonna be a little bit disgusted with the NBA as a whole.
It's really
as a whole.
It's
I'm
really
disgusted.
It's really a referendum on the Los Angeles Clippers because they're notorious for it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a referendum on the Lakers, but it's not because LeBron he's exempt. So it's a referendum really.
But you can't
on the
say,
Spurs and the
Clippers
Clippers
because he's not really sitting out because
he's 35, so he is exempt.
But I'm saying like even though he exempt,
he old.
He's not the type of person who wants to sit out like that. If he can play,
I don't know about that case. I like LeBron
50,
just 50,
like
50,
when.
This is my thing. But
tell me a situation where he sat out and he wasn't really hurt.
I'm going to tell you. LeBron is 35.
A lot of people say he faked the cramps against. No, I'm just kidding.
LeBron is 35 years old. So when LeBron say I'm tired, he mean that. I mean, I'm sorry, he's 40. LeBron is 40. So when he say I'm tired, he mean that. Hey, I'm tired.
But when has he sat out and he wasn't actually hurt?
I think he sat out this season where they were just precautionary.
When?
I don't know when. I don't know his schedule like you do. Did you call him?
I'm just saying,
call
like,
him right now.
Tell me a time where you felt he was healthy and he sat out.
I don't remember a time right off the top of my head.
Exactly. Then so you can't tie it to the Lakers. Then you can tie it to Kawhi. Most definitely can. And Paul George.
Look it up.
So there's multiple occasions.
We
went to the game and we'd be like, well, he ain't playing again.
Well, Kawhi been doing this in San Antonio. I thought it was a punishment for San Antonio.
Well, that's Greg Pop.
Kawhi get down.
Let's not blame Pop. That is the Greg.
No, I'm saying.
I mean, let's not blame Leonard. That is how Greg Pop did it, though, because he did it for Tim Duncan. Remember, he got fined.
He did, but
that was at the end of the season, though.
At the end of the
Kawhi doing it all season.
Yeah.
Kawhi doing it all
season. Game 5 of the season, Kawhi sitting out. I'm tired, man. I don't feel like coming. What? It's game 5 of the season. What you was doing all summer? Well, you know, I had to nurse my knee. Nurse your knee?
But remember, Pop was notorious for that.
Pop was doing it, but he was notorious. Pop was doing it. He was doing it strategically.
He was doing it at the end of the season to save his players for the playoffs. He wasn't doing it all season. Like
game 10,
you know, game 19 of the season. I'm sitting out. I'm tired. How you ain't even made the game 20 yet? The season don't even start till you get to game 20. Everybody just filling it out right now for the first 20 games. When you get to 20 to 25 or 20 to 30, that's when you start feeling it in the season.
So we'll just say this. Since 2018, 2019, it says LeBron has missed 71 games due to injury or rest throughout his whole career.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not terrible. 18 seasons, right? 20 seasons.
21.
This
season 21.
That's not terrible. So I'll say this. I don't think LeBron is one of those players that get up, I ain't playing today. I don't think that's LeBron at all.
Him. He
I don't think
game.
that's him at all.
Even though he's had his flaws or whatever y'all say in the playoffs, LeBron loved the game too much to not play.
He loves the game, and he's 1,000 points away from being the all-time leading scorer in basketball history. He already has the NBA, but he's 1,000 points away from being the all-time leading scorer in basketball.
Still gonna be number 2 on Mount Empress. Anyways,
Mount Rushmore, he's up there.
Yeah,
Mount Rushmore is the top 4. So let's stop looking at
are 2 other people.
My thing,
long as he's number 2.
But think about this.
Don't try to tap around it, Dre. He's number 2.
But think about this.
I don't care if he get 2,000 points.
At the end
number
of the,
2.
At the end of the day,
dose.
at the end of the day, he's a once-in-a-lifetime player.
That's good. Jordan was
and
too.
There's not many people who can say that.
Jordan was too.
And he's going to leave the game on that note.
The game will miss him.
The game will miss him. The game will miss him.
But the show goes on.
I mean, yeah, show goes on. We're going to miss him. We're going to miss Steph
But
Curry.
as you
We're
can
going to miss all
see,
those guys.
the show that's supposed to go on ain't what it is. It's going to be rough.
We might talk about that next episode, but
so
it's a very slippery slope. We might get into
Listen,
it.
The next generation coming, I don't see that type of player in there yet.
Oh, nobody does. I don't think anybody can just sit here and say, "Hey, he's that guy."
By the time year 3 came when LeBron was in the league, we knew he was going to be that dude. By the time Kobe got to year 3 or 4, we knew he was going to be that dude. By the time Jordan got to year 3 or 4, we knew he was going to be that dude.
Yeah,
Jordan year 1, year 2. Kobe, we got to remember, Kobe took some years.
No, Kobe started 3 or 4. Go to
6.
No. 3 or 4.
Kobe
3 or 4, you
Kobe
know.
was a finalist for 6 man 1 year.
3 or 4, you know who that next star is coming along.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
KD. Between 3 and 4, we knew he was that dude.
All right, I get it.
We don't have another player after that coming up next.
So
but I'll tell you who it is.
Who?
And but he might not even stick around the league long enough to even be that dude.
Luka?
No.
Who?
Ja.
Nah, he ain't that dude.
Ja doesn't give me. I don't trust him anymore, bro.
And that's what I'm saying. He might not make it there, but Ja is the next generational player that I can
take away the NBA young boy behavior. I still don't see it.
I don't see it. I see a lot of Derrick Rose
because I see a lot of.
I think he's too explosive.
I see a lot of players better than him.
I think he's too explosive.
I see a lot of players better than him. So if I see a lot of players better than you, like low key, might be Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum is better than Ja. I'll take that.
I don't know.
Who you calling better than Ja though?
Better than
Give
Ja?
me 3.
Big 3?
Give me 3.
Jason Tatum.
I'll take that.
Luka.
Those are all arguable.
And
those are all arguable.
I want to say this guy, but I'm kind of iffy on him. Devin Booker. Okay. Devin Booker. And my thing, I'm only iffy because he's the mama mentality. No, you don't. You're light skinned, and you have a light skinned attitude, and let's just leave it at that.
Really do.
Light skinned attitude. Let's just leave it at that. If you know, you know. Let's just
light skinned attitude.
He has a light skinned attitude. Whoa. We y'all doubling on in pick up games? Yes, we doubling in pickup games. What are y'all talking about? I don't do that. You're a light skinned nigga. I swear.
So how you supposed to know what? I'm not even gonna go there.
How am I supposed to know what? Bring it up.
No, I'm talking about him. Like, who? I don't understand how.
What's a light skin attitude?
Why you thought that was a problem for the BW in the pickup game?
I don't understand it either.
You shouldn't take it that serious. I think is what they're saying.
It's a pickup game, but that's what. Saying that,
but don't you? But don't what for the game situations.
But ain't that what you do for game situations? You practice.
Not when you're a millionaire.
And that light skin. See that light skin.
And that's why we don't have another generational player coming up.
Now
there will be one. They come around about every 10, 15 years. Jordan left the game of basketball.
Kobe
comes. Jordan left the game of basketball.
Kobe.
LeBron comes in around 2000 what?
3? Yeah.
He comes around 2003. Jordan had just left the game of basketball. As the Bulls, he had left the game of basketball in 98. Mm-hmm. So about 5 years, LeBron, insert LeBron. LeBron played, insert KD. KD played, insert Steph.
So you're going to skip over Kobe.
So here's why I can't call Kobe a generational player, because Kobe mimicked Mike.
What was LeBron's first number?
Hold up. Mike changed the game of basketball. Kobe did not change the game. LeBron changed the game of basketball. Kobe did not. Kobe Bryant's mentality and respect for the game is why people hold him in high regard. Not because he changed the game. There are a lot of players out there who played like Kobe, but didn't have his mentality, right? Kobe could go out and give you 20 and 10. Great. But so could a lot of other players. It was Kobe's mentality and how he approached.
Kobe was never 20-10.
I know. I'm just
talking. Kobe could go out there and give you 40, 50, 60.
Okay, fine.
On an average night.
He was a scorer.
So my question,
he was a scorer. But what I'm saying is, no one ever looked at Kobe Bryant and said he changed the game of basketball. No one. I've never heard anyone say that.
You're right. His
mentality changed the game.
His mentality helped advance the game of basketball.
So here's my.
I don't think it changed it. I don't think it changed it. When you say generational players, Those are big words. LeBron was generational. LeBron could go to China right now and folks will go crazy. Giannis is a generational player. Think about what he's done for Greece and when he goes to New York, right? And all these things.
So my thing about that is this. My thing about that is this.
So is Steph a generational?
No doubt about it. He changed the way. People are blaming Steph right now for these kids in the gym pulling up from half court.
So my question about
people
that
are
is
blaming the Warriors
so
for that.
My question about that is this: when you talk about, because you brought up kids, and you brought up I didn't, and I hate to be this guy.
Is it a lie?
I hate to be this guy. It's not.
Here we go.
I know you go. You know what I'm gonna say. James Harden.
So I don't know that James Harden changed the game, because James Harden is around the era of Steph Curry where the pull-up threes became popular. So he's a part of the era.
James Harden was not a pull-up. His is what?
Step back.
And his is almost a travel, but every height.
It is a travel.
Okay, it's a travel.
And it's an ankle breaker. He might break his ankle if somebody come in and accidentally.
Yeah, if you're trying to injure somebody.
Yeah,
if you're playing like Bill Laimbeer in the 80s.
He's not a generational
He's
player.
not a generational player. However, he is one of
you sure?
He's one of the best.
Are you sure?
Love him or hate him, he's one of the best to ever do it.
Hold on a second.
Love him or hate him.
Hold on a second. How many people doing a step back, Keezy? You watch a lot of high school basketball. How many people is doing a step back?
So he's influential. And
he changed the game.
But you also got to think about this. Kobe also changed the game too, as far as being a defensive guard, because Kobe was, I'll give you 40, but you ain't finna kill me either.
I look at Kobe
and
middle child.
And Dwayne Wade picked up that same mentality.
Oh,
I'm gonna give you 30, but you ain't finna get 32.
Oh God, here we go.
Dude, what is your problem with Dwayne Wade?
I have a problem with Dwayne Wade.
Clearly, you got a problem with Dwayne Wade.
Paul Pierce. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, you
have a problem with it. I'm not Paul Pierce.
Clearly, you and Paul Pierce.
I'm just saying James Harden impacted this game a lot more than we give him consideration for.
Like how?
I just told you how. If you have a
step to the side jumper, that's a travel.
Hold on. First of all, step pulling up from half and hitting it,
but it ain't no travel.
It's not a travel, and it's here. I want to say travel, maybe a carry, whatever. The point is, when you got these kids doing the move, your signature move, because that's his signature move now. If you got these kids doing your signature move, I think you have some say, and I changed the game of basketball.
No. Because is Allen Iverson a change?
Yes.
Yes. Generational player?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
We all.
But you all were carrying, you mean? You all were carrying when you tried to do a crossover?
When he crossed up Jordan, it took it to another level.
Does that mean he's a generational player?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Why? How?
Because when you have a generation of people talking about, I want to be like Allen Iverson. I want to get my braids like Allen Iverson. I want to get my I want to wear baggy shorts to practice. Practice. We talking about practice? When you talk about that,
pop
now,
culture.
hold on a second. Huh?
Pop culture then. He was pop culture.
That's affecting the culture of basketball, yes or no?
It is, but for the game of basketball, I don't know that I can call him a generational
Because this is my thing about that. Even when you talk about Steph Curry, when you talk about Michael Jordan, when you talk about LeBron James, you talk about these guys changed the way. I think we have to talk about this because LeBron changed the game of basketball from a statistical and a pop culture, and just like Jordan did, he elevated it to a whole nother level. When you talk about these other guys, Steph Curry, oh man, these guys are doing his moves and he's winning these championships, and he came out of nowhere, such and such and such. So every time a basketball player implements a move or something that changes generation, that generational players are doing, these kids in high school, grade school, like these kids are literally pulling up from the corner and turning around and not looking at it and follow through. Now, is it annoying? Of course it is, especially for us old heads. But the point is, I know where that came from.
It's really great when they miss it.
I know, right? So if I know where it came from, I think you have to put the people in the category of generational.
They're smacking the ground
and doing this. And so I think you have to say these people changed the game of basketball.
Again, I think when we define a generational player, it is debatable. But I think about a player.
I think it's more people in that category than we got to give credit for.
I agree, but I think maybe generational isn't the right word. Let's just say once in a lifetime players. Jordan is a once in a lifetime player. LeBron is a once in a lifetime player.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they took 30 plus years to
That's a generational player, dude. At the
well,
end of the day,
it's a little different. It's not
that big of a
It's slightly
what's the
different.
difference?
It's slightly different. When you talk about because to me, when you say generational player, you think about Michael. Michael was a generational player of his era, right? LeBron and Kobe arguably had the same era. Arguably,
they shared it. Like LeBron was coming in, Kobe was leaving.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for years later, before his death, Kobe had just retired. What, 1 year?
Yeah.
What, Kobe died in what, 2020? 2019, I think.
2019, before the bubble.
It was before the COVID. It was before COVID. Okay, so it was either 19 or 20. And when Kobe passed away, he had just retired.
Yeah, he was still going to Laker games.
Yeah, and so. Nevertheless, because we can go on a lot of rants like this, it is really in the eye.
I really want to know what other people think
about what
generational players. Because you think about there's been some players that's come along that's changed parts of the game. That you probably wouldn't even consider a generational player as a person, as a personal preference.
Yeah,
but me personally, I think it's more generational players than we actually believe.
Yeah, and I think it is more.
I would agree.
More people in the category than it is.
Because
it ain't James Harden, I tell you that.
Joker's a generational player because he's doing things centers never done.
He can be a generational player.
He's doing things.
He can be.
Never.
He's not there yet.
He can be.
But he can be.
I don't think he will be.
He's pulling up from 3. He pulling, as
I don't think
big.
I don't think he can be.
Averaging dang near a triple double.
I know, but I don't think he can be. I think generational player and superstar are two different things, and Joker don't want to be neither one of those things.
No, he doesn't.
So, before we get up out of here, we're gonna have a little Bucks talk. Recently, Giannis was in the news, talking about his free agency, which is coming up really, 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 really soon. And Giannis was talking about they asked him, I think it was the New York Times. Yeah, I think it was the New York Times. And in the New York Times, he was talking about free agency. He was quoted as saying, but next summer will make more sense for both parties. Even then, I don't know. I would not be the best version of myself if I don't know that everybody's on the same page. Everybody's going for a championship. Everybody's going to sacrifice time away from their families like I do. And if I don't feel that, I'm not signing. Now, when Dre brought this up to me, I was like, it's satire. I don't think it's a real thing. I honestly don't believe it's a real thing. I think Giannis likes it here. I think his family likes it here. I think this is more to his aesthetic, and going anywhere else would change that very rapidly, especially if he's talking about teams he's connected to like Golden State or the New York Knicks. Like those teams, it would change very rapidly, very dramatically. So I never really paid attention to this, but it's what's going on in the NBA right now. So Dre, you feel very strongly about this. Do you feel like Giannis is gonna dip out on us?
So I want to correct you on something. You said you thought this was a satire. Satire. Thank you. You didn't read his. You didn't watch the video with his own comments.
I did. I just read his comments.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say. So it was fun while it lasted. It's over.
Are you serious?
It's over. I will always be a Giannis fan, but remember, I'm the one that sat at this table for years and called it.
I'm burning his jersey. Go ahead. I'm burning.
What I will say is, once Giannis leaves,
if Tone let me, I'll do it in here. Season tickets will be really cheap. I know me. I'm looking at that.
Season tickets will be really cheap. Because right now, it's funny, man. And I won't go on a long rant, but I posted this, I think, on our Instagram. Sports Nation did the best teams to not win a title the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. The Bucks were in 4 of the 10.
Yeah.
They're in 4 of the 10.
Mm-hmm. They were in 4 of 10 of the what?
4 of the 10 of the best teams that should have won a title but didn't. 1920.
I've seen an article. I've seen an article.
Last season and the season before last. Bucks should have a little dynasty right now. Arguably 5 finals appearances. We won't say titles because it's hard to win a title.
But I think the reason we didn't get our titles is because we were out coached.
So I'm gonna get to this question. I'm gonna pass it to you, man. It's over. It was fun while it lasted. Coach Griffin is going to be the fall guy. One and done. I said that in the beginning. Apparently, Giannis weighed in on this decision. However, if we can get Dame and make some noise and go to the finals. So to me, if you go to the conference finals, you're in a winning situation. Losing in the first round, obviously not. That burnt my biscuit in your words.
It did.
Losing in the second round burnt my biscuit. No.
You know what? Going with Dre said, at this table, as Bucks fans, it's either conference finals
or bust. That's it.
Shut it down.
That's it. And while I love the Bucks, there are a lot of good teams in the NBA now.
You saying that this is it?
This is it.
NBA,
if the Bucks don't go to the conference finals,
if the Bucks don't go to the NBA finals,
it's done.
Giannis is gone.
It's done.
You believe that too?
It's done.
I believe it.
It's over.
If the Bucks don't go to the NBA finals, Giannis leaves us.
It's over.
So I'm not gonna tap dance. I'm not gonna get into the second part of this.
It's over.
Y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy?
No, Giannis said it. Giannis has
hold on a second. Let's break this down. Hold on a second. He said, this is what he said.
Hold up, before you finish reading it, they're even saying that Dame's trade is halted because of what Giannis is doing. There are people that believe, I don't believe this, there are people that believe that the Bucks are privately negotiating Giannis's trade now to get him out of here before the season even starts. I don't believe that, but there are insiders that believe the Bucks are privately entertaining trade talks for Giannis.
Until Woj says it, I don't believe it.
Did you watch Woj's latest video?
I seen Woj's latest video, almost lit through the screen. The point is, I cannot believe, and when Dre told me that, I was like, man, from an economic perspective, if the Milwaukee Bucks let Giannis walk out that door, not only will I be buying cheap tickets, but I've never booed a man. When LeBron left and went to Miami, I was like, that's crazy. But I don't live in Cleveland.
No, here's why you can't do that. Because Giannis brought us a championship.
No.
Giannis brought the city a championship.
Nope. I'm burning his jersey. You heard it here first. I'm burning his jersey. I'm putting it on our page. I'm putting it in the trash can. I'm stepping on it. I can't handle that.
I'll be honest with you.
I'll be honest with you. I can't handle that.
A lot of my friends in my circle of season ticket holders, we've already said it. No Giannis, no season tickets.
That's 75% of the city. And
I'll go back to buying game by game.
Wouldn't blame y'all. I wouldn't blame you. Like if you drop your season tickets, I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. Just from a money perspective, Giannis is bringing this city. What do you mean why?
We've been going to the Bucks game since.
Oh, I know.
We was able to catch the Bucks.
He and I used to be ticket holders together, but when we bought our tickets,
they sucked 5, 6,
7 years ago. We paid for 20 games a piece. We paid maybe $600 a piece. Yeah. We were in the fourth row.
Nice.
We had $100 gift cards.
We looking at the opposite team like
we had parking vouchers. It was worth it. Yeah, now we won't get into what we're doing now, but we bought finals tickets at face value and spent almost $1,000 a piece.
We had seats together for the season. Remember how much they were?
Yeah. $1,300, $1,400 a piece, I think. And that was then when the stadium had just opened. We're not going to get into what we're doing now. Not going to even do that.
Yeah, we'll get into all that.
But the bottom line is Giannis, like LeBron, generational player, economic development.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all that stuff around Fiserv Forum ain't because of Brandon Jennings. It ain't because of Drew, as much as I love him. It ain't because of Chris. It's the Giannis effect.
So let me ask you a question. Here's a real quick question. Let's say we don't get Dame. Just take him out the thing. Here's more of a realistic trade. We got I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but Buddy Hield, whatever. He's on the trading block.
He's been on the trading block for like 3 seasons.
The Lakers been wanting,
but Milwaukee is in the talks. We get him, trade Pat Connaughton.
Nope.
Grace Allen.
Yep.
You got them two. No, both them two.
See, here's the thing.
They can have both of them.
Here's the thing.
They can have both of them.
I like Grayson because he's defensive minded. He plays
small.
defense.
He's small. That's why Boston was killing him. But Buddy's 6'7".
No.
Yes, he is.
No,
he's
6'4".
6'6".
No. 6'4".
No.
6'4".
No.
Look it up.
Buddy ain't no 6.
But I can't believe both of y'all sitting here thinking Giannis gonna leave.
Giannis out of here, bro. If we don't win the title, I'm saying if we don't go to the finals. Kesey said if we don't. No, Kesey, you're saying if we don't go to the finals. I'm saying conference finals because to me, conference finals is how tall is he?
6'4", but he has a 6'9" wingspan.
Yeah, but Buddy is also
that wingspan don't mean nothing to me.
He's very inconsistent shooting.
No.
Look at his stats.
Look
at his stats.
You want career
look
stats?
who he playing with though.
Look who he playing. You want career stats or you want?
Okay, so let me just go back and for all the fans, don't get mad at me. Get mad at Giannis. He said it. You know what's really, upsetting to me.
Let me give him a little stank on this.
Go ahead.
I just feel like Giannis said that, and I'm going Chris. Once Chris said this, I was like, facts, Chris. He was like,
it's business as usual.
Business as usual. I don't think nothing of it.
Yeah,
we do have the mentality. Now, will we get there? That's another thing. But I think Giannis knows, and I think other players know how hard it is to get there. Before, it was like, oh, we get there. We can get there every year. Nah.
Brook Lopez is 35. Chris
there.
Middleton knees are the ugly person in the room.
They're Doritos. They're Doritos.
Okay. Well, let me not say ugly person because
they're
everybody
Doritos.
has beauty inside it out. I hate flaming hots. They're the flaming hots in the room. Okay.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
They're nasty. No one wants them. No, they're the Fritos. They're the Fritos of the chip box.
Wow.
No one wants the Fritos.
That's a better analogy. Them Fritos, them plain Fritos, they be sitting.
Drew Holiday has already declared that he's retiring. And Giannis has said
he said retiring at the end of his contract, which is like 3 years.
2 years. End of 24.
Okay.
End of 25. So and Kesey, we want you to weigh in. I always say championship or bust for the Bucks. And it has been that. It's been a bust. If we don't go to the conference finals, Giannis is out of here.
If we don't go to the NBA finals, Giannis is out of here.
That's a lot.
Zeke,
I'll go with that.
Zeke, what are you saying? What do you think? Because we can come back.
Because you got to remember.
Put this in your phone. September 24th.
We come back.
2003. What are you saying about Giannis?
I'm saying Giannis doesn't leave.
You're saying he stopped. You're saying he signs an extension.
I say he signs an extension.
Because he's up before Supermax.
Yeah, he signs an extension. I say he signs an extension. We get Buddy. Buddy is 42% career from 3-point range.
So would you take Buddy or Dame?
Buddy. He fits our system better.
Why?
He's a shooter. So Giannis, if you notice, all Giannis people, Allen, Pat Connaughton, those guys, they get these shots because of Giannis. So with Buddy, he's a shooter. That's what we need. We need young shooters. He's 30. We need young shooters.
So Dame ain't a shooter?
Dame is a shooter, but he low-key he count on that Steph Curry. No, not Steph Curry. He can get his own shot. He is, I hate to say injury prone, but because he's older, if this is a younger Dame, I'm all for it. But this is an older Dame. So like you said before, I don't want to trade him for somebody like Drew Holiday where I can get a guy that works both sides of the court. So Dame is only valuable in one side of the court. And I think that's why
he's not a horrible defender, though.
He's not a horrible defender, but I can't count on him for a defensive stop. I can count on him for a buzzer beater.
You know how much pressure he takes off another star?
Because how much pressure is going to be taken off of him with Giannis?
Because of the attention he draws.
Yeah, I get that.
He draws way more attention than Buddy Hyde does.
Exactly, but Giannis draws attention.
Buddy, hell, y'all are calling that. Buddy Hield, right?
Buddy,
Casey said Buddy Hyde. I know it ain't Hyde.
What is
like
it?
Micah Hyde. Isn't it Buddy Hield? Yeah. We can't say his name, so he should play for us.
I said,
Little
what?
Little buddy.
So real quick.
That's what we're going to be saying in this thing. Buddy. But what's his last name? I don't know. Buddy.
Real quick. So just to weigh in on our comment from earlier, and Kesey said what he said about Giannis, but generational players here. Ken Gowdy from Arizona, listening to us from Arizona, said Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan,
True.
LeBron, Steph Curry. Terrence Slaughter says Wilt Chamberlain changed the game. Jamal Foster from Milwaukee said Dirk, MJ, Steph Curry, and Shaq were generational players. over on the 94 Feet podcast page. My boy Keith Hazelwood. What's up, bro? He said Jordan, Allen Iverson, Steph, and Shaq were all generational players that changed the game of basketball. So far, I have about 8 or 9 comments and not one Kobe Bryant comment.
What are those on?
Some of these are on my Facebook page, and some of these are on the 94 Feet podcast Facebook page. So let me ask you this. Back to the Giannis thing. What happens to the Milwaukee Bucks if Giannis leaves? Hold up. Let me go ahead. We are
a bottom 5 team, and we are hoping for the. I don't know. I know 2 things. If Giannis leave, we just open up a roster spot.
Well, remember, we don't have some. We've given up some draft. We gave up draft picks for Drew. We gave up draft picks for Crowder. So we're not sitting on a draft pick mountain either.
We are winning now. This is a now win team.
So we're like the Lakers. Win now at all costs.
Yeah.
Win now.
Win now.
Okay. Kesey. If Giannis left the Bucks, what happens to this franchise? Can we still be competitive without a Giannis? Can Drew and Middleton do it?
It's kind of like Diddy's making a band. They're gonna be dismantled.
See, y'all but change bands since I made the band. Nobody gave.
Listen, if Giannis leaves the Bucks,
it's over.
Unless we find another player that comes along and be as a generational player like him, like just to say Beauchamp decides to be that next dude.
People say he has a future.
Who?
MarJon Beauchamp. People says he has a really good future. I haven't been able to see.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I think he's a solid player. I think he should get a lot more playing time than he did last year, and so I'm very intrigued to see how he turns out. But if Giannis leave, this goes from a basketball town to a Packer/Brewer town.
Shout out to the Brewers, man. They lost today, but shout out to the Brewers.
They finna make the playoffs.
Yeah, they are. They clinched.
I think they finna win. They clinched, but I don't know if they won a division.
They didn't win a division yet, but they clinched the playoff berth. Yeah.
But my thing, and this is gonna be I remember going to Bucks games being like, where y'all come from? Like when the Bucks was making that run in 2021, where did all y'all come from?
Bandwagons.
Where did y'all come from? Because I would see like Brewer games regardless, packed.
Win or lose.
Because
of beer and tailgate.
Hey, Milwaukee, we like to drink. Hey, you pass us a beer, we'll get you 2. So I get that.
You give me a laughing taco. Look, I never got to go.
Exactly. Packers, Super Bowl of Bucks every year, even with Jordan Love. Every year. Hey, we're going Super Bowl.
I ain't said that. I acknowledge we're rebuilding. I acknowledge.
But the point is,
shout out to Jordan Love, black quarterback, first black quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, the first starting quarterback. The Green Bay Packers have only had 3 starting quarterbacks since 1992.
I know.
Brett Favre, A12, and now Jordan Love.
I can't wait till the guy replaces him. Anyways, the point is that this turns the whole city around. So I refuse to believe the Milwaukee Bucks will just let this man walk out of here.
They might
and low key, I think Giannis be like, hey y'all, y'all not building a team around me, so I'm gonna get up out of here. And they would be like, okay, cool, we'll trade you. And so I think it would be if that's the case, but I still don't believe that he would leave us like that. Because I'm burning his jersey. I said it here. I'm burning the jersey.
Okay? So, like, what I will give Giannis credit for, at least he's not doing us like Dame and telling us before this. He's putting us on notice. He is putting us on notice. I am telling you now, get it together or I'm out of here. Dame waited until a month before the season started that he didn't want to come to camp.
Well, Dame been saying that for the last 2 years, and they was like, hey.
Giannis ready.
Could y'all get me right? Hey,
congratulations to Giannis on the birth of his 3rd child, his first daughter.
And also congratulations to Giannis for opening up a Greek restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that out.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that out when I
go Yanni.
He opened up a what?
A Greek restaurant.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yep. So the NBA season kicks off on October
24.
So that's coming up soon. I don't know that we'll have another one-off episode before then. Not. So what are you looking forward to this season?
You talking about
Zeke? What are you looking forward to this season in the NBA?
I was looking forward to you know what? I'm looking forward to a couple things. Number one, if Victor Wingspan gonna be trash or not. I'm looking forward to the new teams, constructed team. I want to see how Phoenix gonna pan out. I'm very intrigued to see how the Golden State Warriors pan out. I am interested to see what happens with Jordan Poole. I don't know about him averaging the league, but I see him leading his team. Maybe like 35, maybe like 26, 28, but I don't think he's getting over that 30 mark. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen with the Lakers and how these new rules are going to affect the game. That's what I'm probably intrigued by. I'm not going to put the Bucks on that list just because, like I said before, we expect finals of bust around here.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't believe Giannis going to leave us out here.
Why not?
Yeah.
Because I just don't believe that Giannis would. I just don't be in his personality. He's never showed the type of personality where he would just leave us staying. Now I do believe that Giannis is like, hey, I want to win, make it happen. And the fact that he said at the beginning of the season says a lot about him.
Yeah.
So,
Casey, what are you most looking forward to?
But that's what am I looking most forward to this season?
Yeah, we're a month away, literally 30 days away from the start of the season. Denver versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Opening game.
That's opening game?
Opening game, yep.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to seeing how.
And Phoenix versus Golden State. Sorry.
How open the NBA is going to be this year.
What do you mean? As far as what?
Open.
As far as who can be the best.
Sure. So you think it's everything? You think the title's up for grabs?
The title is up for grabs this year.
To be what? The number one?
Huh?
To be number one?
He said the NBA championship.
To win the NBA championship to start the season.
So it's no guarantee that Denver's gonna win it again.
It's no guarantee because everybody's gotten better. No team has really gotten worse. Well, at least you would hope they got better off of the trades they made and the deals they made. But especially in the Western Conference, most of the teams in the Western Conference picked up somebody else and got a little better.
Yeah.
The West is tough. East, we pretty much know who's in the East
top
and what's
going
to. We know who the top 4 or 5 is every year.
Every year.
Hey, that James Harden affects Philly.
Yeah, because Embiid's gonna do what Giannis is doing next season. So
I think he's gonna bounce.
Yeah,
he out.
Yeah. For me,
what are you looking forward to?
For me, I'm looking forward to. I want to see the Detroit Pistons storyline. I want to see. Remember, they cashed out on the coach.
Oh, okay.
I want to see the coaching if it truly matters.
I'll save you a lot of grief. It won't. They'll still be.
I want to see if coaching matters.
Obviously,
as a Bucks fan, there is no disappointment in your team getting bounced in the first round by the 8th seed.
Go ahead.
I want to see the Bucks. I want to see these new look Lakers that everybody thinks gonna win the title.
They won't.
And I want to see if Kyrie can play a full season because he re-signed with Dallas like he expects to be there.
Nobody wanted him. Nobody else wanted.
So there's a lot of different storylines coming out, and I may be the only one here, but I'm interested in the play-in tournament because I want to see how that impacts the rest of the season. Because you're giving them a championship cup. How embarrassed are you going to be if you win that cup and don't make the playoffs?
You know what's funny? Hold on a second.
How embarrassed are you going to be if you win that cup and lose the NBA championship?
You know what's funny about that? I think they implemented this new PPP. I said PPP loan, but this PPP policy.
I did not have one.
All right, we get it. But I wish I had one. Anyways, but no, I think they implemented that rule because people's going to be sitting out the tournament.
I don't think people are going to sit out the tournament.
No, I believe with the bottom of my heart, people's going to be sitting out that tournament. Like, why would I give my offer a tournament? I'm trying to play for a championship.
But the tournament, you got to remember, the play-in tournament, it still goes against your schedule in your games. It's just a tournament.
I know.
So it goes against your win-loss column.
I'm not saying whole, but I'm saying, like, let's say, for instance,
So y'all don't want to go to Vegas for the play-in games?
I didn't say that. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just didn't. I thought people would be sitting out the tournament because nobody was like, I'm excited about the tournament. Anybody said that? This like, all right, I guess this is what it is.
Yeah.
And so they trying to make make people play.
Who is?
The NBA. They're trying to make people play in the tournament. I think that's what it is.
But we got a few more responses here. Heather Powell said Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Shaq, and LeBron.
This is why we don't allow women in the NBA. Wow, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
Camille from what's that podcast? Technical File. Camille, what's up, Camille? Shout out to Technical File team. She said Steph, Jordan, LeBron, Magic.
That's it?
I told him limited to 4. I said limited to 4. Because if you think about it, you could go on this subject for
I don't think you
hours.
Can. I don't think you can.
And then AJ from California said Jordan, Curry, Magic, and Bron.
Could you only read the ones from 94 feet page? We don't need to
man,
know.
Please, man. I'm part of that nation,
we
man.
Don't
you better put some respect on my name.
We don't need
man.
to know how popular you are. So this has been another episode of the 94 feet 5.
Wait. Before we go, everyone knows that Kesey and I are proud Packer fans.
Okay.
Shout out to Jordan Love and the Packers, 2-1. And we all know that Zeke is a Cowboy fan.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost to the 0-2.
Don't you say it.
Are you taping the game or something?
I'm not taping the game. I know what happened.
So the Cowboys lost to the 0-2 Cardinals. So both of our teams are 2-1. So we're even. And we have clearly a rebuilding team. So
I wasn't going to bring this up.
We got to. It's the last episode before we kick off the season.
I just want to say that the Cowboys just had a major injury loss.
Dude, did you hear what Dude said about it on First Take? Dude, that was so trash. Micah Parsons, I think, said, well, just like Stephen A said, something always bad happens to the Cowboys. He was talking about his injury, man. That's foul, man.
That's not foul. It's true.
That's foul. But let me ask y'all this, since we got a little bit of time. What do y'all think of Uncle Shay on First Take, man?
I think it's good. I think Shay was good. I think what's it called? What's the other one?
Pat McAfee?
No. What's the other, where was he at?
Oh,
Undisputed, right?
Undisputed.
No. Undisputed. I think they messed up. I think they know they messed up.
They trash.
And all these people, they got this rotation of people, including Lil Wayne, is crazy.
Skip can't even get a word in.
He can barely get a word in. I'm like, besides him barely getting a word in, like, you just all you have to do is just I don't know, but I do know this. Y'all know y'all messed up.
Yeah, I'll say this.
And I don't think you can bring him back.
No, I'll say this. Shannon Sharp has a really dope podcast. Listen to the one he did with Steve. Yeah, what he did with Stephen A. Smith talking about the Skip Bayless fallout, but also he had a really good one with Dwayne Wade. I encourage y'all to watch both. Okay. Keith, what you think about Shay on First Take, man? With your enemy,
Uncle Shay doing good, man. They even though Stephen A. get on my nerves sometimes, he good at what he do.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
But
he always trying to uplift brothers.
Yeah. So do we do predictions now or do we do it on the first episode?
We'll do that.
On the first.
Why are you talking about that right now?
I'm talking about the first episode for
we'll do
the
all
season.
that stuff next episode. Next season.
NBA season is upon us. Kickoff is tip-off is October 24th. The Los Angeles Lakers against the defending champs, Denver Nuggets.
That's very intriguing what you said, Geezy. I don't think it's up in there. I think Denver gonna run it back.
Yeah, I think so too. And the Phoenix Suns will take on my favorite,
but also
Golden State Warriors.
I pick Golden State actually. Go ahead.
The only reason I say that.
Whoa.
The only reason I say Denver is not going to run it back, and it's a good possibility, is because they lost
Bruce Brown.
He was their horse in the playoffs.
He was their
dog in the playoffs.
He was their dog. And when you lose your dog, you
Who
lose.
Did he go to?
Indiana.
They paid him. He got paid.
They paid him.
But Denver didn't even offer him nothing.
Explain why Buddy's on the block now.
Yeah.
But Denver didn't even offer him nothing. Denver didn't offer him nothing.
They could.
Yeah, they could. They didn't offer him. They didn't offer him nothing. Yes, they could.
They had nowhere near what Indiana had.
What I'm saying is, if you don't make an offer and then they be like, because you might go back if you don't have enough money. Real quick, I'm just want to bring. But
if
you make an offer, he might take less money because I see y'all running back.
No,
but if you don't see y'all running back,
he hasn't got to pay his whole.
If you think about Bruce Brown,
he shouldn't. let's not act like he's a key member, sir. You can be replaced.
Let's not forget this though, and we got to remember this about NBA players. 90% of them were that dude before they came in the league. Coming into the NBA, you have to find a Brown. Brown was a 40-point a game player before he made it to the league. He had to figure out his way to stick around.
Everybody was.
Don't mean he ain't that dude. Who you think he ain't?
PJ Tucker was once upon a time that dude too. So was Pat Beverly. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you can be replaced.
And Pat is still unsigned, isn't he?
So can you?
No, he's on.
And you can be replaced too.
Exactly. Well, let's not get crazy.
Let's vote right now.
Where's
We're voting him off the island.
Where's
So the vote has been taken. The vote has been taken. No, go ahead, bro.
Come on, y'all.
I was just gonna say, where's Patrick Beverly at?
I think he's unsigned.
No, he's signed.
With the Bulls.
With the Bulls? No, somebody else. It's somebody I ain't gonna say crazy, but it's somewhere you wouldn't expect him to be at.
Let me see here. But I'm just proving your point that once you become I'm not gonna say a has-been, but kind of all over the place, you are trade bait. Oh, he's with Philly. He's with Philly.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because on his podcast, he was talking about how he got into a cab with a Philly dude and went all wrong. I don't know what happened, but it went all wrong. Real quick, this is a real quick question. $50 million for your whole career. You've made $50 million for your whole career, or $10 million and you got a ring.
Well, give me 50. I'm taking the money. What?
Give me that paper.
Give me that money. Give me that money.
How long am I in the league before I get this ring?
Give me that money.
How long am I in the league before I get this ring?
10.
No, give my paper.
Give my paper.
Give me the money.
Give me my money.
Give me the money.
Ryan Isabel from Atlanta says,
Hold on. Hold on. All y'all picking the money,
man. What? Because at the end of the day, you got to live when this is a whole.
You're an NBA champion.
It's a whole lot of NBA champions that's broke.
A whole lot of niggas who ain't get no money that's NBA champion.
Okay, it's a whole lot of champions that's broke. Antoine Walker was broke. He had to go back to the G League to make money. And I'm not making light of that because to me, going homeless and losing your money is a very serious thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm not making light of that. But it's a whole lot of champions that didn't make a lot of money or enough money and balance it well. Give me my paper.
Now, here's my thing.
Listen, I had a student ask me the other day. Hold up. I have a student that asked me the other day, and y'all know I'm an education college guy. Uh-huh. And they said hypothetically, and they're a really good athlete. I won't use their names. They said hypothetically, if I get an offer to go to college or if I can go pro after 1 year, what do you think? I said, you go pro because you can always come back and get that degree.
Cats who went pro and were going to college while still hooping.
Because now, but the flip side, I did tell them, but you can, if you're the good, you can make that money in college now through NIL. Shador, his NIL deal is $10 million. It's worth $10 million right now.
Oh, Shador got a Phantom. So
that surpassed. It was Bronny. Bronny was worth 6.1 and ain't played a game. So
Shador
the point is, get your money.
Now, Kesey,
get your money.
I get it. I get Dre. I get it. You? I'm shocked.
You go to college and lose your possibility of ever making it to the league.
Kesey been a hustler. What you mean?
They ain't got nothing to do with a hustler.
Kesey been about his paper.
Listen.
Ring.
No.
Go get that paper.
Get that money.
I'm about my cash. At the end of the day, I'm about my cash. You tell me I ain't got you can tell me I ain't got a ring all you want. But I got that paper.
James Harden has made, you said 50 million. James Harden made about 300 million, ain't he? Mm-hmm. The question was 300 million or rings. Because they did what's the dude that got kicked out for guns? Gilbert Arenas. So Gilbert Arenas said on his on his podcast, he said James Harden, 300 million, or Robert Ory's 7 rings and what was it? 30 million?
30 million.
30 million? Brandon Jennings said, man, give me that 300.
Of course he would. He's a loser.
Did y'all not forget about the John Wall situation where this man made money to sit at home?
Oh,
yes, I did.
That's why I would never
get the ring.
Never. But he paid.
He paid.
Look, I got a ring. I got the Bucks replica ring from championship night. Casey, we got a ring, right? We got a ring.
Oh my! You know what?
Oh,
wow. So anyway,
how many rings you can buy?
This is another 90. This is another 90.
Do you know how many players you can buy rings that's selling their rings because they go broke?
A good one too,
Bruh.
How you rocking a Keem Olajuwon ring? Like, yeah. What is going? You know what? Let me get up out of here. Y'all stressing me out. This has been another episode.
Follow the cash. Follow the cash. Tide, give to some charities. But get your money, man.
This has been another episode of 94P Podcast. You can catch us on social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and eventually TikTok. And you can also listen to us on all streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, SoundCloud. Agree with us?
Probably not.
This is the 94 Feet Podcast. Peace.